Why can't you remember the earliest years of your life? Can you remember what you did this time last week? How about last month or last year? What about the first 3 to 4 years of your life? What memories do you have from when you were a baby? If you are starting to struggle, don't worry. It's a well known phenomenon called childhood amnesia, memory loss. This form of amnesia was first recognized by Caroline Miles, an American psychologist, someone who studies the working of the human mind, in 1893. It describes how children forget the first 3 to 4 years of their lives and cannot retain solid memories until around the age of 7. So what is causing your early memories to drift away and disappear? Memory storage. To find out why young people lose memories, it is important first to understand how they make them. Recollections about your life, called autobiographical memories, are stored by a part of the brain called hippocampus. Memories form when groups of neurons, brain cells, connect with each other. The more you think about something, the more stable the connections grow, and the stronger the memory becomes. At first, experts thought that babies and toddlers simply couldn't make memories in the same way as older children and adults. However, in 1987, a study by Robin Fiversh at Emory University in the US showed that children as young as 2.5 years old could describe events accurately from 6 months in the past. So the question became not whether young people made memories, but when and why did they lose them? Vanishing Act. Carol Pedersen from the Memorial University of Newfoundland in Canada spoke to a group of children between the ages of 4 and 13. She asked them to describe their earliest memory and found that the youngest could describe events from when they were 2 years old. 2 years later, she asked the children the same question. More than a third of those over the age of 10 were able to remember what they had said the first time around, but the youngest children had completely forgotten. We were watching childhood amnesia in action, said Peterson. A 2014 study suggested that the forgetfulness might be a feature of the brain, rather than a sign of something going wrong. Throughout childhood and into adulthood, a process called neurogenesis forms new neurons in the hippocampus. Brain scientist Paul Franklin and his colleagues discovered that neurogenesis caused mice to forget more. Their conclusion was that as the brain creates new neurons, it breaks connections and clears out old memories to make more room. Something similar, they say, might be happening with humans. Clearing the decks. In fact, some scientists say that forgetting is just as important to the brain as remembering. It's only by getting rid of useless bits of information that the brain can hold on to what's really important. Researchers refer to this as controlled forgetting. And Oliver Hart, a researcher at Canada's McGill University, says it's impossible to have memory without it. To have proper memory function, you have to have forgetting, he says. What's more, if you do remember anything from your early years, then it could well be something you have made up since. According to research published in 2018, 4 in every 10 people have fabricated their first memory, often from things they have been told about later. It now seems that children don't have the ability to maintain autobiographical memories until they are 2 years old. But that doesn't mean they aren't affected by early childhood experiences. For instance, attachment theory is a psychological theory that suggests children who receive sensitive early care grow up to feel safe and loved. No one really remembers these early experiences, says Robin Farage, but they still have a long-lasting impact. And lastly, some interesting facts. Human brains contain a mind-blowing number of brain cells, maybe as many as 86 billion. The name of hippocampus comes from the Greek word for horse and the sea monster, because it's shaped like seahorse.